I bring you the 6 most devastating words to the woke left. Jordan Peterson wrote a new book. So this actually happened. It's not a joke. Employees from Penguin Random House Canada pitched the fit because the publisher plans on releasing Peterson's new book, Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, in March 2021. 4 of these crazy-ass people lost their minds over this, but didn't want to be named out of fear for their jobs, as if they would actually be fired. Ain't nobody firing your trifling asses, but we are gonna talk about you, because oh my god, y'all are some of the weakest human beings on the face of the planet. And I'm not just talking about the employees. I'm also talking about the executives who held a town hall to discuss their decision to publish Peterson's book. Why? These people work for you. You can publish whatever you want to publish, and if they don't like it, they can bounce. What kind of publisher only publishes the books their employees want them to publish? This was covered in Vice in a 1,300-word essay about these sensitive-ass essays. One person said, quote, "He's an icon of hate speech and transphobia." No, he's not. And the fact is that he's an icon of white supremacy. No, he's not. Regardless of the content of his book. So you admit that your bullshit narrative has no basis in fact, since you don't even know what's in the book. You're just bitching to bitch. I'm not proud to work for a company that publishes them. Then quit. Ain't nobody making you stay there. If you don't want to work for a company that allows diversity of thought, there are scores of little cults you can join that'll be closing shop within a year because no one wants to buy their woke garbage. And of course, this little bullshit rant comes from one of the alphabet people. You know, gay people used to be tougher than this. They went through so much shit that when AIDS came around, they were like, bitch please. Now we gotta deal with you and your little fifis. You wouldn't last 10 seconds in a gay club back in the day. They would have devoured you and then draped you around Naomi Campbell as a neck warmer. According to Vice, quote, "Another employee said people were crying in the meeting about how Jordan Peterson has affected their lives. They said one coworker discussed how Peterson had radicalized their father, and another talked about how publishing the book will negatively affect their non-binary friend. Yes, tell us how your desperate to be special friend will be ruined by someone telling him to grow the fuck up. The company since June has been doing all these anti-racist and allyship things, and then publishing Peterson's book completely goes against this. It just makes all of their previous efforts seem completely performative. 'Cause they were, bitch. These people don't care about you, they care about money. So if they need to put some shitty rainbows on things and pretend you're in between sexes, they'll do it for that dollar. And the moment that checking your punk asses brings in more money, oh, they publish in that." The whining continues, quote, "The company's diversity and inclusion committee received at least 70 anonymous messages about Peterson's book, and only a couple are in favor of the decision to publish it. And who gives a fuck what these people think? These are a bunch of crazy-ass progressive douchebag busybodies who pitch fits the moment they don't get their way. Toddlers are better behaved, and them little bastards can't control themselves." So, after all of this, you'd think the executives would at least check these people, but no. They issued a statement talking about the forum and letting their employees anonymously complain about allowing diversity of thought. Why are you entertaining this bullshit? They're literally telling you to silence anyone they don't like, and you're over here like, I guess we should listen to them. No, you shouldn't. And to further show how terrified they were of their own employees, apparently the company hid the release from them, going so far as to not list it in the internal database.
You smell something, man?
Definitely smell something out here.
You smell something, Stab? I smell pussy.
I mean, really. Listen to how these people responded to someone saying Peterson's first book actually stopped people from being radicalized by the alt-right, which is Wakandan for, we couldn't brainwash them into a little progressive cult because a sensible person like Jordan Peterson got to him first. Quote, "She was trying to kind of spin it as a positive to be publishing this book, but he's the one responsible for radicalizing and causing a surge of alt-right groups, especially on university campuses." How do you deal with that kind of crazy? The problems on college campuses predate Peterson by years. He came in at the tail end of it once it was at full tilt. He didn't cause anyone to move to the right, that was already happening. He just pointed out why it happened and was also on the receiving end of crazy bullshit at his own school. Just like Canada's dumbass policy about punishing people for not using the right pronouns, this shit with the publisher is all about control. Like one person says, quote, "The employee said the company's diversity and inclusion committee aired concerns about how this will affect other authors. We publish a lot of people in the LGBTQ, MNOP plus asterisk up down left right whole day press star community. And what is the company going to do about making sure these authors are still feeling supported by a company that is supporting somebody who denies their existence? Again with the bullshit narrative. Jordan Peterson has never denied anyone's existence. He disagrees with the idea that he should be compelled to use the language and words he doesn't want to use, which also defy established verifiable science, all to spare your little fifis. He's not saying you don't exist. He's saying he's not going to play your silly little game no matter how much you throw a tantrum. And again, this comes back to control, with the employees who spoke to Vice saying that if the book isn't canceled, they want the publisher to donate the money to some gay groups. In what fucking world do you think Penguin would donate the millions and millions of dollars they'll make from this book to some bullshit already government-funded organization that does jack shit to actually help a living soul? And what makes you think you have any business telling them what to do? Baby, if you don't like what they do, quit. I did. I found out a company I was working for was shafting customers, so I quit. I didn't make a big preamble about it. I didn't talk to some radical fake news site. I made an adult decision, quit, and moved on. If you really had a problem with this, if you were genuinely outraged, you wouldn't be hiding. This is a bunch of uppity, selfish, oversensitive babies whining about not getting their way. Either stick them in a corner, change their diapers, or spank their asses. But get them out the way because we're tired of dealing with their bullshit. But what do I know? I'm just some guy.